Ciao ragazzi, come state? How are you? So, today it is day number 16. I think we start losing the count the day because our
Yeah.
days are insane to the NICU. But in this, if it's 16 or 17, ragazzi, it is right there. And now we're gonna tell you how Lorenzo is doing from when he's born to today. So let's start with the beginning. What was his first issue? Because you know, in the NICU, it is up and downs, up and downs. It's never like a smooth ride. No.
Even one day can be up and down.
Even just one day could be nice in the morning, crazy in the afternoon, and then you so sad to leave. And then, you worry, you call in the night, and then everything is fine.
I wish that we could stay all the time with
I
him.
wish it was my neighbor, like go the other side, but because sometimes you cannot to be there for some reason, 1 hour here, 1 hour there. But let's start from the beginning. What was Lorenzo's first issue?
His first problem was actually pooping.
Ragazzi, and then I wish to have that problem, but actually, it's not.
The issue was that, so he was only on the ventilator for like half a day when he was born.
Grande Lorenzo.
And then they switched him to an IV, which is something that like puts a constant pressure of air and then like puffs of air, from what I understand. So that was filling his little belly with air because that's, one of the things that happens. However, when he was eating, he wasn't digesting great because his little system was so new and immature. So he was having a really distended belly. He was spitting up a little bit green. So we were really worried that it could be something called NEC, which can happen for babies in the NICU, especially really young babies. And he wasn't pooping. So they needed him to get all the poop out. So we had to do suppositories on him, baby laxatives. It was this whole thing. It was very upsetting. They reassured us that because his belly was soft, it was just air in there and he just needed time to learn how to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
As soon as they increased his feeding, so he was getting more of my milk because I am pumping exclusively, then he started to move it better and better. And then one day, it was so funny because, Micha also has her issues with kidney disease. She gets constipated. And so Alessio was like, we gotta get Micha to poop today. She did. So you said...
I fixed Micha, now I need to fix Lorenzo.
And we came in the morning and they said he had pooped in the night.
And then was the day de San Valentino. So he said, chocolate for everybody, ragazzi. Cioccolata gratis. So it was the best day ever for us. See your son start.
Because you don't want it all stuck in there,
Stuck in there, because the first one is sticky too. It is problems for the babies already from mature babies. In the beginning they need to learn to pooping. It's not just because it's early, everybody have a little bit in the beginning eating, some problems, but we were worried because with us could come diseases too, and then was always negative, and then he started pooping, and then from that day he's
gotten better
and better. For now it is
last night they said he had to poop every single time that you took care of him,
and then it's amazing.
Which, by the way, they take care of babies in the NICU every 3 hours or so, because they don't want to disturb them too much. So he was actually, I think they did 3 times.
3 times, yeah. He feed like 8 times a day, and then they increase the millilitri when they see, because the stomach is a little tiny, and they're increasing a little bit. But for him, just a little millimetro. No, it is a milliliter. It is a lot.
And that actually is the second problem.
And now we have to the second problem.
So when they increased his feeding, it helped him go to the bathroom more, but he was having a hard time with reflux. He was spitting up a lot. It was very upsetting to see him spit up there, because it's like, he's laying down, and it was very So yeah, that also had to do with air, I think, because his belly had a lot of air. His belly's small. At the beginning, they have to keep him on his back a lot, and then they were able to start moving him to side. There's a whole thing, like all these little rules that they have to follow, especially in the first 2 weeks. It's very complicated to explain, but
yes,
he was having a lot of reflux, but they had to keep trying to give him more milk because with his size, he has to get bigger.
He needs more
He needs more
calories.
nutrients to help grow all of his little systems.
Yeah.
But his little systems are mature, so it's like a very difficult balance. However, they kept giving him a little bit more. When he started to sleep on his side, his reflux got better. And then they kind of tilted his little bed.
Started a little bad, yeah.
But yeah, the feeding.
Yeah, the feeding.
But he's been tolerating the feeds a lot better recently. That brings us to his third problem, the most recent problem.
The most big problem that he have, it is like in one night, you know, because the increase in the feeding, his little brain sometimes don't understand what he need to do. So what it means, you need, the baby is eating, in the same time he need to digest, and then sometimes need to poop in that thing, or maybe he need to remove gas. So it is a lot of things going on inside to him, you know. And his brain sometimes go like in panic, like, oh, it's too much stuff I need to do, so much stuff what I need to do right now. And then he forgot to breathing. Okay, so when he's breathing, all the alarms start beaming there. So if you know breathing, of course, what happened? The blood don't bring oxygen to the heart enough. So the heart start a little bit slow down, and that's why it is all these alarms start coming, because the heart
his oxygen drops, his
heart rate drops, and then you go there in panic because the heart start go pumping, but slower. Okay, when you know a baby is high rate the pumping. Okay, so we go. The nurses go there. And then in the beginning, they need to help him. I don't see it.
In the beginning, he fixed himself.
And then, they fix himself.
He was doing a couple like that, and they call them self-corrects.
Self-corrects, yes.
So he was able to get it back up by himself. I guess his little brain kicked in and got it. However, there was a night recently where he wasn't self-correcting. So he had 3 spells, which are when the nurses have to go in there and stimulate him to get him back up.
Yeah.
Either they rub him in a way, or they try and suck out, I don't remember exactly what they said, but he had 3 of those, which was super unusual for him because he hadn't had any at all the whole 2 weeks we were there. So in the night though, because it was so unusual for him, they did a whole workup. He did a bunch of blood work to see if he had an infection. They tested his blood to see if he needed a transfusion. I don't even remember if they did more ultrasounds. It was so, for us, overwhelming because we don't really know what's going on. They're trying to explain it to us. But he was negative for infection, thank goodness. And they decided that it might have to do with his feeding, that maybe, again, they got to a level where his little body was not able to tolerate how much was in his stomach. Whether it was like a reflux thing, or because he is eating through a feeding tube, maybe the feeding tube is irritating his little body, I don't know. However, they decided to increase the length of his feeding time from 1 hour, so he was getting food over 1 hour, to 1.5 hours, to give him time to digest as the food is coming in, to hopefully reduce those things. And so far, he hasn't had any more spells. He's had a few of the self-correct things.
But he do it pretty quickly.
But he's doing it really fast. So it is very upsetting to see, though.
So for a parent standpoint, ragazzi, when is the alarm, even if it's fine, even if it's for 2 seconds, you want that alarm never gonna happen. Doesn't matter what. You wanna stay in that blue light, get that is beep, beep, the blue alarm, beep, constantly. You want that alarm. As soon as it go down, you're like, oh my God, but it's maybe 2 seconds, and then he go back like maybe a medium alarm that is not a problem. So the nurses they are not like say, oh my God, what is happening? No, they know that his brain need to learn to have this episode. So he need to say, okay, I have eating, I digesting, I pooping at the same time, and I need to breathe. So his brain, he need to just have this process together. So they know, because he's a premature, his brain need to recognize all these signs, and then for them it's not alarming. But one thing that for remove this, we say stramatizar. Every time can nurse go away, this happen, So what happened it is like we say, oh, he want his nurse here, because sometimes coming 3 nurses, to check him, and then everything start coming back up. I say, ragazzi, it's Italian. I'm sorry, you need to stay with the nurses. So just for
He wants the attention.
he want the attention, ragazzi, from the nurses. I say, oh, mi dispiace, because it's really, as soon as they come in, do 2 seconds, we're talking about is go back up, So means that his brain, he's figuring it out. He's figuring it out. It's
and in
just
theory, like as he gets older and grows, his brain system will mature and he'll have better regulation of it.
Yeah.
But right now, that was really scary because it came out of nowhere, kind of, for him, because he was doing so good before. So far, those are his biggest things. Obviously, there are a ton of risks in the NICU. And in your mind, in our minds, in the back, we're always thinking, oh my gosh, this could happen, this could happen, this could happen. One huge thing that he had was his brain ultrasound, which checks for brain bleeds.
Oh, yes.
Came back clear. So he had no signs of brain bleeds right now. They check again at 34 weeks, corrected, just to see again, because as he grows, like, you might be able to see a little bit more in detail. But right now, that came back clear is a huge blessing.
And then because that was a week after he was there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then because it was clear, Jessi started doing skin to skin with him 3 hours a day. And this is amazing, because every time get Jessi doing skin to him, ragazzi, all his
little vitals
go perfect. Like, it's crazy. It is like he's not bad in oxygen. So sometimes his range, it is between 23 to 32 is range, can go up and down, depend, in base him.
Sometimes he needs a boost of more.
He need a boost a little bit more, of course, for that reason we told you before, because when the brain don't figure out, they're giving him a boost, normal thing. But then when it's skin to skin, ragazzi, he dropped at 21. At 21, it is like what we breathing. And then I tell you this, I told in the other video, when he born, he was at 21. They don't need to go 55. Most people get 55. He was at 21, and then he was in the 20s for a long time. This is the other issues, because he was doing so great for a long time. His body got a little bit tired too, to keep working, and he was using too much energy. He need to grow. So that's why he have a little bit like, okay, now I need to relax, kind of. And then we need to increase the food, because he need to get weight, because it's important right now. And then he's getting weight.
He did get his 1,000 grams.
He get his award, 1,000 grams.
He get a little award called a Grammy.
Now I think it is, I don't know today, but it's 1,060. So
something like that.
2 libre point
6 or 5 or 6 ounces.
Yes, 6 ounces. So he doing great. He worked from the beginning, say, guys, I'm here, I'm working on it. But in the same time, we said, hey, go chill, because you're using too much energy. So go, don't worry, you're gonna come out.
It's gonna take time.
They're gonna take time. And then he loves when he's with Jessi, we're doing every day. He put in his little head, his little thing, he's there snuggling, and then everything is smooth. Like that 3 hours, everything is smooth. It is like a nice thing.
It's the best thing.
It's the best thing that every day it is the skin to skin.
It was really hard, like the first time, because I was so scared. It was the weirdest thing. I wanted so badly to hold him, but I was scared because he looked so fragile.
It was really emotional, the skin to skin, and we Now Jessi even go there to pick her up. You know, in the beginning the nurses go give it to her, and now they pick her up, put her there in the chair. He then is there snuggling with his little hand here in the neck, you know, and like that, oh mommy. And then because he hear the heartbeat and then hormones, I don't know how to explain that, he's calm down. And because he's tolerate great, they said let's do it. But we can do 3 hours because then at the same time we need a pumping.
And then he has his little care time.
So
he has to do his little checkup.
And then they don't want disturbation too much. It's not like, oh, I do my care time, I give you back to you. No, it's going back because they want to keep intervention not too much because he's still in the fake uterus, you know. It is this machine that make the uterus, is the, how's called the box? Isolate, okay. And
I just call it the box.
And I tell you one thing, I learned a new word. Toot. Toot. I was toot. So
toot is correct too, but
toot. He make a toot. It's so
one
cute.
Of the nurses said, "Oh, he tooted," and Alessio was like, "What is that word? I never heard it before."
Yes, and then they translate me in Italian, no, la scoreggia, and then it's funny now. I'm now using the toot for at the time. I'm a toot. So yeah, so for all this, guys, up and downs, Leone is doing great. Like for all these days, like I told you, we have some here and there, but overall, I mean,
compared to what we could be having,
in 16 days, huge. Maybe we have three bad days completely, like 6 hours here, 8 hours there. Completely, I assume 3 days, because maybe even not, because he's doing great. Now we need to just try to go for it.
I saw some people asking how long he's gonna be there.
This is a...
So in theory, usually their rule of thumb is due date. And again, his was May 9th. However, the really littles sometimes have to stay a lot longer than that. So I think right now the estimation is late June.
June 30th from the app.
Well, that's just like they put it at the end of June, but
4 mesi, ragazzi. Siamo solo a febbraio.
So we have our little routine every day.
We have our little routine. So
but
it is for us.
The days are long sometimes.
Ragazzi,
like the days pass fast in the NICU because
the day in the NICU is
the hours fly and then we have to leave. But when you think about, oh my gosh, like we have so long to go, it can feel a little bit overwhelming.
So hard date in a little bit, you know, maybe I'm gonna show you in another video. It is pretty much, let's start from the beginning. We wake up 7 to pump. We finish pump, it is 7:45, okay? Then we pump again at 9, and then finish pump, we go to the hospital. We arrive there at 10, okay? Depend the traffic today is great because it's not traffic. Then from 10 to 6, pretty much we are there, and we arrive home at 6, okay? Sometimes, depend about the traffic, sometimes we see the traffic so bad, an hour 20, and we leaving at 4:30. And then sometimes we go at 6, depend about the traffic, when it's 30 minutes. We come back home, we pump, Jessi pumping, we're pumping even the NICU, but
you have to do it every 3 hours.
Every 3 hours. Then come here, take care of Micha, play, try to play with her, to try and make her drink water, because if
we're not here,
she's sleeping all days. This is not good. So we try to divide the timing. After that, we pump at 9. At 9:40, we sleeping until 11. Wake up.
Pump again.
11:45. Go back to sleep.
3 o'clock.
Wake up 3. 3. That the 3 at 3:50 there, because we pumping. We calling the hospital for Jessi, how it's doing. So it's that extra 10 minutes. We talking me and Jessi, he have a good day, have a good night, blah, 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 nice. So your mind, it is happy. So you go back like 4, 7. This is our day. we eating what we can eat. We need to eat good for the milk production. It's doing great right now. We're gonna have other issues about deep freezer. Every NICU person have a
The deep freezer.
the deep freezer.
Stressing Alessio out.
They stress me out. I don't know
We're
where
gonna
to
have
put it.
right here.
I'm gonna maybe put it right here. It is like in the living room, but we need to do what we need to do. I'm stressed for this thing because where I put the deep freezer,
It's gotta go.
I have to be there. So you're gonna see a deep freezer here. It is where it is. When it's finished everything, I'm gonna give it away to somebody. I don't know, because we don't have space. We don't have space. So this is Lorenzo's story. We are super happy.
He's doing really good.
He's
a miracle.
It's our miracolo della vita. Then, ragazzi, this week even we published our cookbook. It was so stressful because we have to do it in the pregnancy. We was taking hard time, but then when it started bleeding, and then when it started this, and when it started that, Jessi was doing it, you know, in the hospital. No, facile. Not facile, especially with the timeline. We was need to do some Valentine because we know we're prepared about this.
So because we didn't expect the delivery so early, we had this thing planned and then delivery happened at the same time.
And we got it. So the book was dedicated to Leone. Some people say, why Leone, non Lorenzo? Because in the beginning we was not even know the name.
We hadn't decided when we dedicated the book because, you know, Leone in Italian means lion. You know, we've always called him our baby lion. So the book, technically the dedication is for Leone inside for our little lion.
And we decide the name, the delivery, after the delivery.
Alessio came to me, he's like, it's gonna be Lorenzo, right?
Right? Yeah, I said, everybody was saying, so how's his name? I don't know, the mom is still in surgery. I don't know. I don't have to confirm. We was thinking Lorenzo Leone,
so
but I'm not sure. I need to ask her. Okay. So I don't want to try to say Lorenzo. Then Jessi said no. I want to.
No, it's Lorenzo.
And the book was already to Leone in general. We was giving him a nickname, something, or maybe call him Leone. But then that day we said Lorenzo Leone.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Did we ever explain the meaning of his name? So obviously you know already the middle name, Leone, is Italian for lion.
And you know all the story about how IVF,
all
the people can know why we arrived to Leone.
He's our little strong fighter lion.
Liar, all the signs that we receive from, in general.
If you watch back videos, we're always
we found the Leone, Venezia Leone, other things Leone. The Pope was Leone when I was joking around. I'm gonna call like the Pope was always Leone. You know who was him from the beginning. But Lorenzo, the meaning it is.
Lorenzo is special because first of all, Alessio's birthday is Saint Lorenzo Day.
San Lorenzo. Yes.
San Lorenzo, and during that time is a meteor shower, which is a beautiful celestial
it is where is the day when you see the stelle cadenti the most, so the shooting star the most, stelle cadenti. It is the day of my birthday, and then is San Lorenzo. So we was always thinking, okay, because this a gift from God, like the stella, you know, we said Lorenzo is perfect like that. Plus his actual name.
His name comes from the city close to Rome, which was famous for laurel trees. And if you're familiar with that, people would give laurel crowns to victors or warriors or people who, you know, achieved some great thing. And so Lorenzo kind of ties to that in the fact that it's a hard-fought victory. And he is a hard-fought victory. He's still fighting. And at the end of this, it will be the most amazing victory for him and our little family.
I can't wait to give him a crown del laurel. I have a small tree del laurel that come from her grandmother. Okay, if you know the story about the necklace, you know,
the mustard seed necklace.
And one day she told me when I was there, we found a small little laurel, ragazzi, like this, tiny. And she told me, Alessio, can I do you a favor? Yes, I can do it. Place it there. And this laurel, or I think 3 years, came huge. And one day, you know, follow the seed, I dip out the alloro and I put in the pot. In the pot is not growing faster because I don't know if we're gonna live in always in this house. I keep it there, but even on thinking about this was 5 years ago, and the alloro was there. So it is for us. It's a lot of meaning, life meaning about Lorenzo, like the shooting stars, the alloro tree, the victory, all this stuff, and then it was just perfect. And then Lorenzo Leone sounds so beautiful. Lorenzo Leone. And Lorenzo Leone Pasini was even matching, even if it's LLP, it is super good. So I like to call him Lorenzo Leone. Most of the time I call him Lorenzo. Sometimes I call Leone because if it had Leone, forza, when I can,
come on, little baby lion.
Come on, baby lion. So it's really nice, special name, and so like that. So I'm gonna call everything, and then for the friends,
they can choose.
They can choose.
The beauty of his name is there's so many different little nicknames he can have
Yeah.
that he can even choose in the future what he wants to go by.
So this is the story for now, the NICU for Lorenzo. We're gonna keep you updated in future how he's doing, but I'm pretty positive it is good. And today is Saturday, so do you know what it means? 29 weeks. He's arrived at 29 weeks. Forza Leone!